All real estate transactions should be done by realtors only, including primary market sales. This is what Mr. Vikram Somani of Property Hunters, a real estate consultant from South Mumbai, believes. Is this crazy, or is there a win-win situation here for all, including the client, the developer, and the realtor? Knowledge Assist finds out.
Quite a few realtors are there without any knowledge, domain knowledge, and therefore, passing a test or a sort of a minimum knowledge test is required in this domain before you can actually market properties to clients who really don't know what's happening and they want to invest their hard-earned money in the realty sector. And primary market is quite a investment opportunity for all, not only in terms of appreciation, in terms of investment, in terms of tax savings, etc., etc. And it's a very lucrative market. And so that the client gets the best out of it, I feel that realtors should be licensed and should be trained to give their best effort to the client. BSE brokers, they have to pass a test by NSDL or some authority like that to become a broker. So on a similar count, the licensing should be carried out by RERA. They should be taken up by RERA or some authority, maybe state level authority or a central level authority that should provide these licenses. Now, exams should be typically, involving questions 75%, which involves state knowledge and state policies, 25% central, which covers all of India. And so all realtors, I'm not restricting to licensed realtors, but in particular, if that realtor has been through the training process of that particular project, it's very important. I mean, if a realtor is there and he's not been through the training of let's say, XYZ project, either he should not be allowed to, I'm not trying to discourage it, but at least he should, before getting the client to the table of the developer, he should go through the training session. That's more important. Then we know that yes, he has told the client everything. Realtor, he gives many more choices than a customer can themselves think about. Realtor knows about the let's say pre-launch. Realtor knows what are the projects coming, which are the neighborhoods that once a client gives a brief to a realtor, he's in a much better position to offer him what is available, what is going to be available, and give him much better choices. And that's why I feel a realtor will always add value to the transaction. So it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop at just bringing about a transaction. The entire transaction is such a lengthy process. So hand-holding of the client up to the stage of the acquisition of asset is very important, I believe. And therefore, I feel the realtor should be involved at these stages. Documentation, what is required, what is not required, what it means. I'm not saying cover the legal aspects, but at least give that much knowledge to the client where the important things that are required. What is an OC, what is a CC, what is building plans, what is approved building plans. All those things the client may or may not know. Of course, it becomes more organized in the sense that after a particular brief, then you are given various choices. It's not that you go only to this guy or only to this developer and say, okay, once you go there, then you've not gone through, you've not been through the choices that are available in that particular neighborhood. So it becomes a much more organized effort. Developer has such a huge sales team as of today. It has such a huge sales team. I'm sure they have a lot of fixed costs with salaries and everything, but not as much sale as they would want. So, they should not have such a heavy sales team. I mean, the realtors are there to work for them. And given the brief from a particular client, if I feel that that project fits that brief, I myself, without hesitation, I'll take him to that project. No, it should be for secondary as well, because a realtor needs to know a certain. They should have certain knowledge before they can actually assist a client in making a transaction. So most important for to protect the interest of a single client is a buyer. Buyer and seller should have different realtors. They cannot be the same realtor, because then you know that somebody is being discounted. For the sake of the transaction, one person will be discounted, and that's a fact. Therefore, they should not be allowed to have the same company or the same realtor for both buyer and seller. Realtors should be finally witness to the transaction. They should sign on the final deed. So then they are held responsible if something has been left out or not covered or something. Although yes, the responsibility, major responsibility lies with the advocate lawyer. However, to a certain extent, some responsibility also lies in the hands of the licensed realtor for for the transaction. Now, being a witness, then once you are a witness, then you can be questioned, so you are responsible. How can they hold the realtor responsible for something that the developer has not done? Yes, if something is in the hand of the realtor, and then suppose I have misguided the client then you can hold me responsible. But why hold me responsible for something that the developer is doing or not doing? We need to first study in depth what exactly they're trying to say, because this is a good start. Only when you start something, then you get to a place where you hear all parties and then mend the policies to suit everybody. So yeah, I'm very happy that this is happening.